they give you a kind of, be available, this could go on for a few years, but do you know what? They can make you go like that. They can make you disappear, and it can be just budget-wise. It can be whatever. There could be just other jobs going on. I don't really know. The amount of people that get killed around me in this job. I'm just very, very grateful. I can't believe I'm still alive.
It's the amount of people you kill as well. That's not helping.
The vulnerability, it's harder acting. It's sort of stretching the muscles kind of thing a bit there. It's harder. It's more in depth. There's more acting going on. I mean, playing aggressive and running out and swashbuckling and killing, it's quite easy in a way. It's all you could do that. You put the armour on, you go. But to do some heavy dialogue scene, I think the last scenes there, that's harder. And it's more, you feel more achievement, when you've done it. I find it hard though. I find it easier now. I'm getting less nervous, which is good now. They're actually putting on fake sweat for the first time in my career.
And with the prosthetic as well. I mean, that obviously must make it a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's the itchy thing and the sweaty thing and midges and anything. But as I see to anyone else complaining with all their stuff, I just say, use it. Use it!
This chap just up right back.
Up to this point, what would you say is your hardest thing you've had to film?
The hardest thing, what I've just done in this last series, which I can't mention, for sure. They've brought me in quite. I mean, I think I've had quite a small part, and it's just got bigger and bigger. And I think that was the idea, like this speech to Sansa, saying about the history of the Hound. I think they kept that back because they wanted to bring in the Hound just a bit quieter. And but it's to come. It's really meaty now. I mean, even just the physical things going on, even fights, instead of, right, big man, this is what you do, and blah, 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 okay, we're going to go. Now it's 3 weeks of rehearsing. It really has gone up a few notches.
Man, if that doesn't make you want to see season 3 already, no one does.
Well, I like Tyrion. I mean, Tyrion's a dude. I mean, even in this episode here, I remember reading it in the book, and you're just going, man, you are so cool. So it's Tyrion for me.
And for a lot of people, I think. So yes, your take on the character.
Well, I'm just seeing him as he's a guard dog with issues. I don't think he was ever cuddled as a child. I mean, I was never cuddled as a child. We've got a lot in common. If my mother heard that, she would kill me.
Well, I mean, it is a family business in a way. Game of Thrones. I know your sister and brother-in-law are involved in the production. And
nepotism is alive. My sister got the job before I got a job, though. Before I even got sniffed around for. She works in costume, and she's worked in a few jobs with me, which is great. She's putting on my armour half the time, and her other half is props, and he did all the props here, everything, all that fire that's going on there, he did all that. Is he still here? Oh, it's not. I banned him. I told him he wasn't. I like to stay. So Brian McGraw, he's the props man there, and that's just the way it is. We're a bunch of sort of gypsies kind of thing travelling. It's like a travelling circus. That's what it is.
And do you meet a lot of Scots, not just actors, but also working behind the scenes in in various roles when you're travelling around.
Yeah, and you get to know them. It's all a bit cliquey. Kind of, everybody knows everyone, sort of, or does they know everyone? It's like that kind of thing.
Did you tell them to fuck the water and bring the wine? Yeah, see a bit of refreshment now.
I was, I really was hoping that there was no water there, because I was going to spit the water out and go, fuck that water. But you totally ruined it.
If it had been in a nice kind of calf skin, that would have been appropriate.
I'm so blessed with these. They're just little lines, but they're great lines, aren't they? Fantastic.
You mentioned Highlander earlier, and
yeah.
there's a reboot of that franchise in the works, and I think they might have...
What, an actual film? To make the film again?
Yeah, just properly remake the film.
I'm available.
I mean, if there was a particular character that you'd be interested in playing in that, which character do you think that would be?
Hey, I've got something to say. It's better to burn out than fade away. Kurgan. The Kurgan. Yeah, definitely the Kurgan.
Yeah,
well... But, I'll take the Highlander any day.
Well, if it was Ryan Reynolds as the Highlander and used the Kurgan, I think that would be a very different ending to the...
I remember going... I've been up on the... don't know if you remember Highlander, where they do the big sword scene in the rocks. There's a sword fight there, and I went up. It's called the Keoch, and in Skye, and they used to leave. It's a rock climb. You got to don't just go up if you've never done. Don't go unless you're a rock climber. But they used to leave swords there, and that you could actually have a fight. It's a bit dangerous, you know.
That doesn't sound very safe when you're... Have you had a chance to...
I've snapped that Iron Throne quite a few times. It's plastic and I get bored. And they're not looking, if art department hears this, they'll kill me, but if they're not looking, I'll snap off another sword bit. Occasionally give that to a person. There's a bit of the Iron Throne. There's So you'll see on the right-hand side of the Iron Throne, there's less pointy bits. Oh, well, that's definitely... I just shat out of it. It was too frightening. And he was an absolute legend, but it was Jason Momoa. It was... he was unbelievable. He was fantastic. He could drink the whole bar. And I walked into a bar with, and it was just me and him. I walked in, and he looked at me and went, and I sort of just looked at him and went, down my pint and went, I have to go. And I wish I'd taken him on, but I would have been hospitalised. He was a legend. And he's a dude as well, and I really regret that. Maybe another time, but he's the man.
I would just like everyone to join me in thanking Rory McCann very much for coming and speaking.